Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, esteemed guests, industry leaders, and participants. Welcome to day 2 of Oman Petroleum and Energy Show 2025. Building upon the insightful discussions and innovations showcased yesterday, promise today to explore deeper into the adjustments shaping the future of the oil and gas and energy industries. Thank you all for joining us. As we begin today's journey of innovation and collaboration, it's my pleasure to introduce our first honorable speaker, His Excellency Ambassador Jean-Philippe Linteau, an Ambassador of Canada to Sultanate of Oman. He will be presenting Canada's commitment to Oman's energy future. Please join us on stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, assalamu alaikum, and a very good morning. It's great to be here with you today. I want to thank the organizers of OPES to invite us to address the audience this morning. So as I was introduced, I'm the ambassador of Canada to Oman, and Canada is really the world-leading energy country. We rank number 4 in crude oil production. We rank 5th in natural gas production. Often people forget that's where Canada stands. Canada is right there behind the United States, Russia, and Saudi Arabia, then Canada when it comes to oil production. So when it comes to energy, we know what we're talking about in Canada. But we're also focused these days a lot on sustainable energy development, where we leverage advanced technologies to really try to extract that energy with the lowest environmental impact possible. And that's what my talk will be about, and how we can work jointly with Oman to advance those concepts. So because Oman is a major oil producer as well, and like Canada, it has an economic diversification strategy, and it also has a net zero 2050 strategy. So we have all these things in common, and there's a lot of things that we can do. So the areas I will cover today are first the greening of oil and gas using technologies. Second, and also water management in that section. Second is really about carbon capture, utilization, and storage, including enhanced oil recovery. And third, we'll talk about the development of the hydrogen economy in Canada. So first, on greening oil and gas with technology. So Canada's oil and gas industry is recognized worldwide for its cutting-edge technology and expertise. And these advancements have led to improved operations, increased efficiency, reduced environmental impact, and CO2 emissions, and as well as enhanced safety across exploration, production, and processing. And how do we see that in the numbers? We've increased production by 67% since 2000, the production of oil, and at the same time, we've only increased emissions by 21%, which means that every barrel produces a decreasing amount of emissions, and that's a substantial decrease at the same time. Efficient water management is a critical priority for Oman due to the large volumes of produced water from oil extraction. And Canadian expertise directly addresses this through the development and implementation of advanced water recycling technologies, including specialized membrane technologies for water purification and solutions for treating produced water to remove contaminants. We have here the Canadian company Enerflex that's exhibiting at the show, and they've been involved in water management technologies in Oman for many years now. So the alignment of Oman's water management needs and Canadian solutions creates opportunities for mutually beneficial collaboration. But today, the greatest opportunity when we talk about greening oil and gas and reducing costs at the same time is through digitization. Digitization is where really the efficiency improvements are going to come. For example, we have here at the show with us a Calgary company, Adaga, and they're here with their digital software tool that optimizes drilling and improves project management. And so that's how, using these tools, we manage to reduce emissions and increase efficiencies. So the second topic is CCUS and EOR. And that's an essential component of the journey to net zero when you're an oil producing country. You have to manage to capture some of that CO2 and do something with it. So in CCUS, we talk about utilization as a key letter in that four-letter acronym. And so if we want to meet our 2050 net zero target, we both have to do it. So there's about 30 large-scale CCUS projects in the world, and Canada is home to 4 or 5, depending on how you count them. We have the Boundary Dam project, the Shell Quest project, the Alberta Carbon Trunkline project, and the Weyburn project. And there's other smaller scale projects. The Weyburn, by the way, was really the first one to do EOR on a massive scale. So that's in Saskatchewan, Canada. It's been doing it for 20 years, capturing carbon from power plants, CO2 from power plants, injecting it into the reservoir in order to enhance oil recovery. So for us, EOR will remain a major focus, as is CCUS. And Canada's leadership is demonstrated through this pioneering use of large-scale CCUS projects, where across sectors like power generation and oil and gas. So as I explained, we get the CO2 from oil and gas, but also from power generation. This practical experience, coupled with Canadian expertise in building safe and efficient CO2 transportation infrastructure. So we have pipelines that move CO2 from the production of the CO2 to the utilization for EOR. And so, Oman is working on its own CCUS projects through mineralization, but EOR is obviously a place where we can work together. Another exciting area when it comes to CCUS is green concrete. So we now have the world leader in green concrete is a Canadian company called Carbon Cure, and they now have their green concrete solutions available in Saudi Arabia and in the UAE. I don't think it's here in Oman. If anybody is in the concrete business, I'd love to facilitate that entry into the market. The idea is you take the CO2 and you use it to cure the concrete, to mineralize the concrete, and then the CO2 is fixed forever. Even if you tear down the concrete, the CO2 will stay in the concrete. So that's another example of CCUS leadership where we can work together. Next part is hydrogen. So we're recognized globally as a leader in the low carbon and zero emission hydrogen, as well as in the fuel cell sectors where we use the hydrogen for transportation purposes or for power production. In fact, Canada had for a long time, and I'm not sure if we still have it, we had the largest green hydrogen plant in the world in Quebec, my own province. And taking advantage of our very generous hydroelectric resources, that plant was 20 megawatts. And I know that these days people are talking about 20,000 megawatts. It's a different scale. but at the time, it was a demonstration that it is possible to produce hydrogen in an economic way, but also with zero carbon emissions. So in Canada, we have an hydrogen strategy that aims to establish the country as a top global producer and exporter of low-carbon hydrogen, both green and blue, by 2050. It focuses on also stimulating domestic demand. So it's not enough to just produce it and export it. You have to find a way to use it in your economy to help meet the net zero targets. So we're building regional hubs and investing government dollars to de-risk investments for the private sector, trying to develop infrastructure, foster innovation, and very importantly, enhance international collaboration in the hydrogen sector. So we're trying to leverage our natural resources like hydroelectricity, as I talked about, and or in some places natural gas for blue hydrogen, in order to help us reach our climate goals and create new economic opportunities. So our strategy is supported by an incentive plans called the Clean Hydrogen Investment Tax Credit, which offers a refundable tax credit of 15 to 40%. And so that financial support is designed to accelerate the adoption of clean hydrogen, making it easier for business to invest in sustainable energy solutions. So while Canada explores both green and blue hydrogen, our expertise in key enabling technologies such as electrolyzer technologies, so the Cummins electrolyzers are made in Canada, for example. We also have expertise in storage and infrastructure development, including dispensing hydrogen for vehicles, the technology to do that, or as I said, the fuel cells that go into buses or trains or even planes now. And so that can support Oman's very ambitious goals on hydrogen as well. So I hope I gave you an overview of 3 areas that I think are the most promising in terms of what we can do together. I'm confident that if we build mutually beneficial partnerships like that, we can work to align our vision, the Canadian vision and the Oman vision together to have a clean energy future. Canada is committed to being a reliable and steadfast partner for Oman's own progress towards a cleaner and more secure energy future. And we look forward to a productive partnership with our Omani friends, with all of you. I want to thank you for coming in this morning to listen to this presentation, but I'm happy to meet. And I don't know if we have questions, or do we wrap up? Okay. Nobody is going to say no. Any questions from anybody? We're good. That's great when you have clarity in your presentation. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.